monster.
I'm gonna beat you right after I transform.
One sec. All right.
The transformation device. The staple of Ultra Heroes. Push a button on your Men in Black memory wiper, or just put on a pair of glasses and suddenly you're 50 meters tall and fit to fight any monster. These items are practically just as iconic as the Ultramen themselves. I mean, come on, you don't transform into Ultraman Leo without having the ring on and shouting, Leo! However, in recent years, the series has been heavily criticized for its over-reliance on gimmicks meant to sell toys as transformation items. Nowadays, you get to watch the main hero wave around the toy you can go and buy yourself.
Countless accessories sold separately.
For upwards of a solid minute. And speaking of accessories, good god are these things just trying to milk you for all you're worth. Here's a simplified list of everything that Tsuburaya tries to sell you. The transformation item itself, the power-up transformation item or weapon from later in the show, a case to carry all the transformation essentials, including a spark doll / capsule / card / crystal of every Ultraman, and a spark doll / capsule / card / crystal of every kaiju. And this stuff changes out every series, every year, so every series has its own set of each of these, and it gets beyond grating how forced a lot of this has seemingly become. So yeah, I wouldn't exactly disagree with those who feel like this is pretty obnoxious and clearly just an advertising scheme, but at the same time, I don't think it's ruined modern Ultraman. So that's why I've spent more money than I care to admit on these hunks of plastic. Because today we're going to take a look at every transformation item from the past 3 Ultra series. Orb, Geed, and Rube, and really evaluate them in depth. We'll see how each one ties into its respective Ultra, the story, design, series, etc., and see if these are as really bad as they may seem. So let's get started. Ultraman.
Ultraman.
Tiga.
Ultraman Tiga.
I'm borrowing the power of your light.
Fusion up.
Ultraman Orb's signature device. The Orb Ring and its accessories, the Ultra Fusion cards, aren't really the worst thing in the world. Overall, I actually find the Orb Ring's design kind of appealing, aside from how plasticky the actual ring itself looks, and the red trigger on the side that leaves me triggered more than I trigger it. It works itself into Orb's design pretty nicely. The cards, on the other hand, I don't know, they just feel kind of bland to me. Like, why are they cards in the first place? I don't think they ever really explain it aside from being used to seal away the King Demon Beast, but it still doesn't say why they're cards. The actual transformation itself? Well, let's just say this is when people really started to complain about how long these transformation sequences take. Now, one transformation taking 30 seconds flat may not seem like the worst. It's when Orb goes through more than one of his standard forms in a single fight, take the first match with Maga Orochi for instance, that it gets so annoying. Everything comes to a screeching halt as we have to sit and watch Guy show off his baseball card collection for half a minute before the fight resumes. On the plus side, if anything, these transformations are pretty clean looking and visually pleasing, and can have a cool spin on them every so often. Overall, definitely not that bad on its own.
Awaken. Orb Origin.
Orb Caliber. Later in the series, Orb regains access to his origin form via the Orb Caliber. Just stick the Orb origin card in the Orb Ring and bam, you've got a toy sword to flail around. The Orb Caliber's actually got a pretty cool design. Some might find the bulbous ring near the hilt to be weird or just straight out impractical, but I kind of feel like it adds a little bit of charm to it. I don't know, I just find this thing has a cool aesthetic to it. It also plays a bigger role in Orb's story, and it's not just a new weapon that comes out of nowhere at all. The transformation sequence itself is just kind of overplayed. Man, this whole thing just feels so slow. Like, why does Guy need to spin it, then raise it up to the sky, then press another blatant trigger, and then have it play the Crane Eye theme all before he can transform? It really makes you appreciate how the G movie managed to squish this 35-second transformation down to just 7 in such a cool, fast-paced shot. As a whole, it's got a pretty neat design, but man, it's just so slow.
You go. I go. Here we go. Time to get ready. Ha! G!
The G Dreiser. The hell even is this thing? It's like they just ripped the ring off the Orb Ring and added a DNA strand in the middle and called it a day. On the plus side, the capsules are definitely a step up from the fusion cards. These actually have a story explanation and are cool callbacks to Ultra 7. Though it does have a negative impact on the transformation.
Which, by the way, is literally just the orb transformation, except even more obnoxious. And he has the weirdest catchphrases ever, like, time to get ready? Okay, you do that.
It's 40 seconds long, 10 longer than the Orb Henshins, and this one's supposed to feel more fast-paced with how quick the motions are and the upbeat music.
I'm just trying to figure out why G needs to fuse with other Ultras. It just doesn't make sense. If he's born from Belial's blood, what part of that means that he needs capsules to become an Ultraman?
How about this? You go never buy this. I go throw this in the trash.
Right. Ginga. Orb.
Origin, new generation capsule, Alpha.
Victory. X.
New generation capsule, Beta.
Ginga. Orb. Victory. X.
Neo Fusion Rise.
I have no limits. Yeah.
One and a half minutes long. This is by far the longest transformation in the Ultra series. To put it in perspective, this transformation sequence, without even taking into account G's transformations, the opening, and the credits, accounts for 6% of the runtime of the entire episode. Granted, you only have to sit through the monotonous creation of the new generation capsules in the first appearance, so every subsequent transformation is way shorter, but come on, it's still ridiculous.
You need 6 capsules for this transformation. Look how obnoxious this is. The Zero Eye clings to the G Dreiser like a tumor. It's so sad.
But honestly, the story implication of this is honestly the most aggravating part about it. Like, what prompted Hikari to just bring Zero the capsules and riser? Why does Zero get to use the riser? Does everyone get one now? The best thing I can say about this sequence is that the Zero Beyond theme is one of the best in the series. The Zero Eye Neo itself isn't too bad looking either, but it definitely looks a lot more bulky than the original Zero Eye, so I'd still kinda prefer the OG.
Select Crystal.
Ultraman Power.
Element of Fire, the Crimson Flame.
Ultraman Rosa.
Man, these just get more and more obnoxious as we go along. Seriously, this is a workout item, not a transformation item. I honestly don't know what else to say about this one other than the fact that it's probably my least favorite so far. The transformation is a bit back to orb length at about 30 seconds, but the issue lies in that you have to watch the same thing twice. As the series has gone on, it's been gradually, slowly getting better at trying to show both transformations as one collective sequence, but trudging through earlier episodes of Rube is an absolute pain. Each brother has 4 forms, and sometimes use 2, 3, or even all of them in a single fight. So every time Rosso and Blue change forms, you're stopping the fight for at least 30 seconds, and at the absolute worst, over a minute. The crystals may be my least favorite trinket so far as well. At least at the time of making this video, there's no real in-universe explanation for the crystals or why they explode out of Rosso and Blue.
Hey guys, it's Daikaiju Legends coming straight from the editing bay because I'm literally finishing up this video as I'm recording this. But I need to tell you that there is an explanation because the English subs for Ending of Rube just came out, and like I expected, they gave some explanation for the crystals, but get ready because it's absolutely terrible. It's like the worst thing ever. The only explanation that they give is, let me show you because I have the episode pulled up so I can give you the exact quote. They say the crystals may be fragments of kindness. That's what he says. Fragments of kindness. So that's the only explanation for the crystals. Like, why do they have Ultraman powers? I don't know. Why do you need to put them in the gyros? I don't know. Why is... I don't know. Toys. You gotta sell toys. You gotta sell toys so you can play with your lube gyros and, like, do the stuff that you do with those.
They have no purpose other than being devices to get more toys and special attacks. They don't seal away monsters like Orb Fusion cards, and weren't made to defeat a great evil like Jeed's fusion capsules. Also, in what world are these crystals? They're just discs with horns. Kinda lame.
Ultraman Orb. Orb Origin.
I'm borrowing the power of your boss.
An alien Dada took his shrink ray to the Orb Ring and created this. Alright, it's not exactly the same, but in all honesty, I do kinda like this thing's design, save for the disgrace that is its backside. Now, how it slots into the gyro is a different story. Seriously, this is just Zero Beyond level of tumorous connections of Henshin devices. And having to watch Aizen create it with the Orb Origin crystal is a bit monotonous, but you do only have to see that once, and my biased love for Aizen may come through when I say I really like Orb Dark's transformation sequence as a whole. Nothing too flashy, just flick down a switch and press the Orb Ring and bam, Aizen is Ultraman Orb Dark Noir Black Schwartz. I guess rest in peace to all the Wanderer type folks that died to make the love of my life Aizen's fantasy come to life. And that's every main transformation item from the past 3 Ultra series. Obviously there are some that I didn't cover, like the King Sword, the Giga Finalizer, and the Orb Slasher, but I've wasted far too much money on these than I care to admit. So if you want to see videos on those and other Henshin items, then maybe support us on Patreon so I can waste your money on them instead of mine.
Pretentious prick.
Thanks. So with how gimmicky these items can get, are they really as bad as some make them out to be?
Yes.
Yes and no. The constant flashing of advertising in your face gets beyond any level of obnoxious, and it can completely bring the pace of a good episode to a screeching halt. But take that all away and you're still left with some very entertaining Ultra series with some good stories, good characters, great monster battles, and great effects. So really, as annoying as these can get, I don't see any reason to think that they're the death of Ultraman when there's still clearly a lot of love being put into these shows. And man, sometimes it's just so satisfying to see the real-time transformations in the final episodes and movie after the same transformations are repeated for so long. It almost makes it worth it. So yeah, hardly the best thing to happen to Ultraman, but I'd also say it's far from the worst.
And to be honest, I'm willing to suffer through some toy advertisements if that's what's gonna keep Ultraman alive and well.
So if you're really not that big of a fan, then just maybe keep yourself ready to skip forward a minute or two. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go fight some kaiju with the best transformation item, without a doubt.
I've gotta stay clean. Yeah. Come on. Why can't I make this happen?
Whoa, how'd I get here? Jesus. Oh, hey Jake, how's it going? Looks like you're having some trouble there. Just remember, it's all in your head. Hey, I like a man who can get a little dirty. What the hell? Jake, is this in the script?
Yes, I get it now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be clean. Taylor, 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 I've got it.
Oh, hey Jake. Stop. Oh, hey Jake. How's it going? Looks like you're having a little bit of trouble there, huh? Well, just remember, it's all in your head, alright? Keep at it, young man. Young man. What the hell was that?
Overall, I actually kinda...
How terrible.
Give me that. Kaku.
Vic.
Fuck you, you piece of shit.
Ah! You sound gay.
Thanks. Select. Crystal.
I'm borrowing the power. I'm borrowing the power of your lights.
Nice socks, weirdo.
It's gonna be tough as shit.
Touch my finger. There you go.
Elements of water. The Azure Sea. I would like to give thanks to all of this month's Patreon supporters, including Deadzilla, Goji73, Liquid Pestar, GWRzilla, Jeff King, Johnny Sacco, Ultriab, William Zorio, Kaiju X, and That One Godzilla Fan. This video wouldn't be possible without all of these supporters. Thank you immensely. If you want to see your name at the end of each of my videos as well, in addition to some other awesome rewards, then be sure to visit patreon.com/DaikaijuLegends.
You know, I like a man who can get a little bit dirty.